everyone, and thanks for joining us. So is P&O Arvia really that bad? Now, I know we all have different things we'd like to get out of a cruise, whether it's relaxation, adventure, or just seeing a bit of the world. For us, we wanted a cruise that left from Southampton, went over our 20th wedding anniversary, and was a reasonable price during UK school holidays. So when we were looking, P&O Arvia popped up and ticked all our criteria. But we very nearly didn't book it, as a lot of the reviews we looked at were all quite negative. Now, a few months on, and at the time of making this video, although there are a lot of mixed reviews here on YouTube, it still doesn't score very high on places like Trustpilot, etc. Now, we spent 2 weeks aboard Arvia around the Mediterranean, and I have to say we didn't really have any major problems. Yes, of course there were a few niggles, but it wasn't the end of the world. So in this video, we're going to run through some key points and give you our personal, unbiased, honest opinion. So let's start with the basics. First impressions. The P&O Arvia was spotless, exactly what you'd expect from a reputable cruise line. The crew? Fantastic. Everyone we encountered was polite, professional, and seemed genuinely happy to help. Service was excellent all around with no major issues. I suppose really, as the crew, guest relations, waiter or housekeeping etc. are all the main points of contact, it would only take one person maybe having a bad day or something to ruin or alter our view on this. But like I said, we never had any issues with any of the staff or crew. One of the biggest factors for any cruise is the food, and Arvia didn't really disappoint, as there were so many included dining options that catered to every taste. There were 3 main dining rooms, and while the menus were mostly similar, they changed daily, and the service was really good in all of them. The Olive Grove was perfect if you're in the mood for a Mediterranean vibe, and again, excellent food and service. 6th Street Diner, this was a retro American-style diner, and it was a firm favourite, which did mean it got pretty busy. But the staff managed it well, and at the end, the food was really worth the wait. Other casual options included fish and chips, Asian cuisine, roast dinners in a Yorkshire pudding, and classic poolside street food, a bit like burgers and pizzas, all included in your cruise fare. The only slight letdown for us was the buffet restaurant, which was, to be honest, in our opinion, just a little bit disappointing. But with so many other options, it was not an issue at all. Now, on the whole, we don't usually use the specialty restaurants, but there are a few on board P&O Arvia. There's Epicurean for fine dining, Keel & Cow, which is a gastro pub, Green & Co for those plant-based dishes, Sindhu for some Indian cuisine, and the Limelight Club that offers a meal along with a show. Please note though, all of these do require an additional charge. Now, if you find this video helpful, just hit that subscribe button for more cruise information. Thank you. Now, P&O Arvia did have a reasonable amount of entertainment to offer. The Headliners Theatre hosted live shows that were also pretty good and well performed and professional. Live music was also played throughout various bars and lounges, along with aerial artists who put on a show in the atrium most evenings. Although the quality of the performances was all good, the daytime live entertainment did feel a little bit limited at times. You also had the usual quizzes, dance classes, and a really good gym, but a very small casino. The pool and hot tub areas were standard, although the Sky Dome was a fantastic space on the ship. During the day, it's a great spot for a swim with its retractable roof, perfect for when the weather isn't cooperating. By night, it transforms into a lively venue for parties, events. It also had a mini golf course and a 3-screen cinema, which was all included in your fare. It was, however, disappointing if you were after a little adventure, as they only had a high ropes course and an escape room, and that was for an extra fee. That said, we knew this before we booked, that there wasn't any big attractions like you'd find on ships like Royal Caribbean or MSC. Now, with regards to the bars and lounges, this may sound like a minor detail, but having plenty of seating across the ship was a big plus for us. And I've got to say, we didn't have any issues finding somewhere to sit. Whether we were grabbing a drink from one of the many bars or lounges, or just relaxing, for us, we never had to wander around searching. Whether we were just lucky or not, I don't know, but for us, it was always easy to find a cosy spot. I can't really comment about the sun lounges, as sitting in the sun all day isn't for us, but I can imagine just like any other holiday, be it a resort, hotel or another cruise ship, the sun lounges would go pretty quickly. Now on P&O Arvia, the gratuities are already included in your cruise fare. Also, what you see is what you get, no hidden fees or unexpected charges at the end. The price on the menu is the price you pay, and for those of you in the Peninsula Club, you'll enjoy even more savings. It's also worth mentioning that we found the drinks prices and excursions to be quite reasonably priced compared to other cruises that we've been on. So in our final thoughts, why did P&O Arvia get such a bad rap? It was clean, plenty of included dining options, great staff and good entertainment. So purely from our perspective and experience, many of the criticisms we watched before we left seemed a little unfair. That's not to say that bad experiences don't happen, because I'm sure they do, as we've even had some ourselves. And while Arvia might not be the ship for thrill seekers or those expecting Royal Caribbean style attractions, it's a good choice for anyone looking for a relaxed, enjoyable cruise with great food, service and reasonably priced. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more cruise reviews. Thanks for watching, so until next time, happy cruising.